Queen Elizabeth I, Hidden Secrets of the Virgin Queen Revealed. Few rulers in history have fascinated historians as much as Elizabeth I, the powerful monarch who ruled England for 45 years. Known as the Virgin Queen, Elizabeth built an image of strength, intelligence, and independence that made her one of the most influential women in world history. Under her rule, England experienced a cultural and political transformation that historians now call the Elizabethan Age. However, behind the carefully crafted public image existed a world of secrets, personal struggles, political manipulation, and mysterious relationships that still spark debate today. The story of Elizabeth I is not only about a queen who never married, but also about a brilliant strategist who understood how to survive and thrive in one of the most dangerous political environments of her time. If you enjoy discovering amazing historical facts like these, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. A dangerous childhood in the Tudor court. Elizabeth was born in 1533 to Henry VIII and his second wife, Anne Boleyn. At the time, her birth was expected to produce the male heir her father desperately wanted, but when she was born a girl, disappointment spread across the court. Her life took a tragic turn when she was only 2 years old. Her mother, Anne Boleyn, was accused of adultery and treason and executed in 1536. After Anne's death, Elizabeth was declared illegitimate and removed from the line of succession. Growing up in such uncertainty forced Elizabeth to mature quickly. She learned to stay quiet, observe, and avoid drawing dangerous attention to herself. Education that shaped a brilliant mind. Despite the political turmoil surrounding her childhood, Elizabeth received one of the best educations available in Europe. Tutors taught her languages, philosophy, mathematics, and classical literature. She became fluent in Latin, Greek, French, and Italian. This exceptional education shaped Elizabeth into an intellectual ruler who valued knowledge and debate. Unlike many monarchs of the time, she actively engaged in political discussions and often impressed foreign ambassadors with her intelligence. Her academic background later helped her navigate complex diplomatic situations with remarkable skill. The terrifying imprisonment in the Tower of London. One of the darkest moments of Elizabeth's life occurred during the reign of her half-sister Mary I of England. Mary, a devoted Catholic, suspected Elizabeth of supporting Protestant rebellions against her rule. In 1554, Elizabeth was arrested and imprisoned in the Tower of London. The same fortress had once held her mother before her execution. Many believed Elizabeth would face the same fate. However, Elizabeth cleverly defended herself, claiming she had no involvement in the rebellion. Her calm and cautious responses helped save her life, but the experience left a deep psychological mark. From that moment onward, Elizabeth understood that political survival required constant vigilance. The mystery behind the Virgin Queen title. Elizabeth's decision never to marry remains one of history's greatest royal mysteries. During her reign, she received numerous marriage proposals from powerful rulers across Europe. One of the most famous proposals came from Philip II of Spain, the widower of her sister Mary. Accepting such a proposal could have created powerful alliances, yet Elizabeth repeatedly refused. Instead, she declared that she was married to England. This statement strengthened her image as a ruler devoted entirely to her nation. However, historians believe her decision was strategic. Marriage could have forced her to share power with a husband, something Elizabeth was determined to avoid. The secret relationship with Robert Dudley. Although Elizabeth never married, rumors of romantic relationships surrounded her throughout her reign. The most famous involved Robert Dudley, one of her closest friends and advisors. Dudley and Elizabeth had known each other since childhood, and their relationship appeared deeply personal. Many believed Elizabeth truly loved him. However, Dudley's wife died under suspicious circumstances in 1560, creating a scandal. If Elizabeth had married him, it might have damaged her reputation and political authority. As a result, she chose the crown over personal happiness. Their relationship remained close for the rest of Dudley's life, but it was never officially recognized. Master of political strategy. Elizabeth's reign was defined by her extraordinary political instincts. She surrounded herself with capable advisors such as William Cecil, who helped guide her decisions. However, Elizabeth always maintained final authority. She skillfully balanced competing religious and political factions within England. Rather than enforcing extreme religious policies, she introduced a moderate Protestant settlement that helped reduce conflict between Catholics and Protestants. Her diplomatic skills also allowed her to delay conflicts with powerful European nations while strengthening England's military and economy. The execution of Mary, Queen of Scots. One of the most controversial episodes of Elizabeth's reign involved her cousin Mary, Queen of Scots. Mary was a Catholic with a strong claim to the English throne and became the center of several plots against Elizabeth. For nearly 2 decades, Elizabeth hesitated to execute her cousin, fearing the consequences of killing another queen. However, after discovering the Babington plot, which aimed to assassinate her, Elizabeth approved Mary's execution in 1587. The decision shocked Europe and intensified tensions with Catholic powers. The victory over the Spanish Armada. Perhaps the most famous moment of Elizabeth's reign came in 1588, when England faced the massive Spanish invasion fleet, known as the Spanish Armada. King Philip II of Spain sent the fleet to overthrow Elizabeth and restore Catholic rule in England. Elizabeth inspired her troops with a legendary speech at Tilbury, declaring that although she had the body of a weak woman, she had the heart and stomach of a king. England's victory against the Armada became a defining moment in its national identity and secured Elizabeth's reputation as a powerful leader. The carefully crafted royal image. Elizabeth was not only a political strategist, but also a master of image and propaganda. She carefully controlled how she appeared to the public. Artists were instructed to portray her as youthful and majestic, even in her later years. She wore elaborate gowns, jewels, and the famous white lead makeup that became her signature look. Portraits often included symbols such as pearls, representing purity, reinforcing the idea of the Virgin Queen. This carefully constructed image strengthened loyalty among her subjects and elevated her almost to a mythical status. The end of the Tudor dynasty. When Elizabeth died in 1603 at the age of 69, the Tudor dynasty came to an end. The English throne passed to James VI and I, uniting the crowns of England and Scotland for the first time. Elizabeth left behind a nation stronger, more stable, and more culturally vibrant than it had been when she inherited the throne. The story of Queen Elizabeth I is filled with power, mystery, and hidden truths. From surviving a dangerous childhood to defeating powerful enemies and ruling one of the greatest eras in English history, she proved that intelligence and strategy can shape the fate of a nation. The Virgin Queen may have kept many secrets, but her legacy remains undeniable. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden secrets of Elizabeth I, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more fascinating stories from history.